folks, and welcome to the Snowy's Camping Show. How are you, Ben?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, good. Did you have any time? You had time off between Easter and Anzac Day, didn't you? Because I also had time off, and it was amazing.
For the future listeners, it's 2025, and it worked out that you could take 3 days of annual leave and get
11 days
off. So
I took that chance.
Most of the department leaders here took that time off, and I did too. Mm-hmm. You came back to a whole lot of work.
I came back to a lot, yeah.
I'm obviously far more organised than you because I was well under control.
Either that or my level of responsibility and importance is much higher.
You believe what you want to believe.
But I had a staycation. It was really, really nice. Moved house recently, so it was good to just, have that time, get stuck in the garden, finalise the last few boxes. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just really nice to just be at home.
Have you sorted out the evil spirits in your house? Is that a story for another day?
Just for reference, because that's a throwaway comment. I don't think there are evil spirits in my house, but my daughter does. She feels like there is a small ghost in her room. When I say small, I mean maybe the size of a baguette, half of a baguette, like one of those short.
So she's actually given a physical size to this
She
spirit.
thinks she's seen it, right? And she reckons it's like the size of a banh mi bun, basically. Right. And it's like dark in colour. And I was like, man, you've been watching too many Studio Ghibli movies, which are Japanese animation movies, by the way, like Totoro and Spirited Away and stuff, where, that's what the little ghosts look like. They're like these little blue sort of dark blob things. And she came to me and she was like, my God, and it's haunted. And I was like, well, it's either not or it's haunted by a rat or something, like a dead rat, ghost of rats gone past or some crazy stuff. But she won't sleep in her room now.
Does she watch this show?
The Studio Ghibli movies?
No, this show. Because
this show.
Are you going to be in deep trouble now for mentioning this?
She doesn't watch it.
Right.
She's too cool.
Teenage daughter would love being talked about like this behind her back, right?
No, but look, it's nice. It's nice, because as I'm sure whether or not some people agree with me, there comes a point in time sometimes where you're like, is this the last day that my teenager is going to let me hug them, or you know what I mean? Like it's so, in the moment she's not sleeping in her room. She's sleeping in bed with me because she's too scared, but we'll get there.
Well, I spent my staycation building the most part of a deck extension. Didn't get finished. But I won't go into detail on that because I think we've rattled on we haven't started the timer. We're just going to have to guess how long.
Doesn't
we
count.
have a timer here to try and keep us.
It's like when you go for a run, if your watch doesn't record it never happened.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of runs I haven't never been on then.
Yep,
anyway,
correct.
We've got to we'll get into it, what you came here to listen to, which for some of you might have been our rambling on, but for others,
most certainly
make it clear that that's not what they come into. So we've got a customer question here today. So we take this from YouTube, from our Q&As on the website. If you've posted it on YouTube.
There's a big piece of paper in here and a little piece of paper.
I think we're getting pretty low on questions. So if you've got any questions you want asked, chuck it on our is that the one we want?
Yep. We'll just...
I hope so. We have we roughly know what's in here and then we pull it out in the last minute. If you want your question asked, chuck it on the Facebook page, Facebook group. And if we do ask you a question, we'll send you one of these stubby coolers, best ever stubby coolers, and a Snowy's bumper sticker. What do we got?
This one's from Blake. Looks like it's from the Facebook group. I reckon we've potentially talked about something like this in the past. I know it rings some bells, but it's good to maybe do a dedicated discussion on it. But it says best options for a bedroll type sleeping arrangement, i.e. alternatives to lying on top of a classic style swag.
Yes, this one came through recently. I threw that question in there. So I think what Blake was referring to is that, and there might have been maybe more to his question on Facebook. I might have sort of shortened it for the purpose of having it in this episode. But he's referring to instances where he's setting up a swag by his car, so simple setup, and he's got the awning out and he just wants to sleep in the open under the awning, not in the swag. So he just puts the swag down and sleeps on top of the swag. So I guess in that instance, what he's saying is you've got a whole heap of the swag that you're not using, like the cover that would go over the top because he's just sleeping on top of it. So what I think what he's asking is what are the alternatives to just having a bedroll that suits being set up under an
I'm
awning?
assuming that he's talking about having something like, for example, the 23 Jewel Swag or, 23 Zero Jewel Swag or Darchies. I'm pretty sure it's Dusk Till Dawn, isn't it? Yep. Where it's just, you've got the hoops on either end. I think Australia have redone their Mitchells recently. And you've got poles and everything to keep a structure over the top of you. And so he's not wanting to do that. In the instance where you just want to roll, to me, I'm just like, we'll just get a normal swag, like a good old classic swag, which is just an envelope of canvas, because why you would sleep on top of that doesn't make sense to me, because you have to get in a sleeping bag or you have to get in under a blanket anyway. So you may as well just get in under the canvas swag. Like it's like having a blanket over the top of you, right?
The trouble with that sorry.
No, I was going to say, so you would need to have your sleep system in something, because there's not very many, or I actually don't know of any mattress necessarily that I would say guarantee to be puncture proof, to just roll out on the ground all the time anywhere, just as it is.
So
what do you reckon?
I think you're right. Going back to the swag that you mentioned, the envelope type swag, which is just so no poles, just some short sides and a flat top, zips up the sides and you roll it down. So it's basically like a canvas sheet over the top of you.
Yeah.
I've got a double version of one of those that I bought from Centre Canvas up in Alice Springs many, many years ago.
That's just what you roll out in your RV, right?
I use it in the tent, I've got an inflating mat inside, and you might sort of think, you're doubling up. That's a whole lot of extra fabric, and it is a little bit bulky, but that mat I've never put a puncture in because it stays inside that swag. I put it on the tent floor, and there's a layer of canvas between the mat and the tent floor, so I haven't had a puncture in it. And then all my bedding goes in there. I zip up the sides and roll it up. If it's a really cold night, I pull the canvas over the top like another layer, like another quilt layer to warm myself up.
Yeah.
So it kind of has two uses. And I have slept in it in the open. Wouldn't be something you'd sleep in a really heavy rain, but just to keep dew and stuff off, you can use it in that respect. So that's the classic envelope style swags are really good. For that respect. That's probably all you've really got. In terms of a swag, that's probably the best option. I don't know of a mat with a canvas bottom, but thinking outside the square.
Well, sorry, just to interrupt you. I don't think there would be. You could probably get a mat that has a canvas cover, but you wouldn't have a mat that has a canvas bottom, because especially if it's a self-inflating mat, right? It has to be 100% airtight, fully laminated, fully sealed, which I don't think would be very achievable on a large scale at an economical price.
Well, you sort of could, in terms of going back to one that's not bonded, so it's just a loose mat inside a cover. You go back to those days of the Austrail 4-wheel drive mats, which were comfortable, but they were really bulky.
Huge, bulky, couldn't store them rolled up.
In which instance I'd go down the envelope style swag with a self-inflating
any
mat
day of the week,
because it's going to be smaller and you can pack it all up together. Thinking outside the square a bit, obviously a stretcher gets around this, because you can just sleep on top of the stretcher, but you might still need a mat on it. But then that kind of gets away from that simple bedroll thing, because you still have to set up a stretcher.
Unless you're going with something like Zempire's W leg. Is it Zempire do a W leg stretcher?
Yep.
I think Explore Planet Earth do a Pegasus stretcher. That's sort of like a more accessible price point than something like the Helinox cot. They're super lightweight. They pack up to, the size of a yoga mat, if not smaller. Really quick and easy to put up and really low to the ground.
Yep.
So that's a lightweight stretcher option, which won't add too much weight or bulk to your kit already.
Yep.
But I'm assuming if the other thing I'm thinking about in the context specifically of Blake's question, he's already got a swag, right? He's already got some sort of setup. So he's just looking for an alternative option for those odd occasions. So you wouldn't necessarily, we were talking about this in the office the other day, right? It's like I was like, if money was no objection, what sort of setup would you have? I was just like in the office, there was a handful of people left, and I was like, I want to pick your brains, guys, because if money was no objection, what camping setup would you have? Like right now to fit in with your life existing as it is, not in like some dream world or whatever. And a lot of them were like, well, I'd probably have multiple. And I was like, no, you can't have multiple, just one. And so realistically, it's not ideally majority of us have to operate within a relatively singular setup that has maybe some flexibility in it. But, you know, I'm sure Blake's not wanting to have to purchase a whole nother sleeping system just for the odd occasion. So in that particular instance, I'm thinking he's probably already got a mat that he really likes in his swag that's super comfortable. He's probably already got a sleeping bag. What if, and I mean, it's not something you can necessarily buy off the shelf, but thinking totally outside the box here, what if you went to somewhere like a local canvas or awning manufacturer or whatever, and you literally just got a ground sheet or a tarp measured up to the size of your sleeping mat that maybe had the ends folded in by like even just half a foot or a foot, that would allow you to tuck your mattress in and provide you with a canvas bottom, and you could roll that up. You could roll your sleeping bag up, your mat up, everything, strap it together. But then you can get that out and roll it out, sleep wherever you want. You could put it on a stretcher if you want, you could put it on the ground, whatever. But then if you want to set up your swag properly, you just set your swag up and then you just roll it out inside your swag. And it's not too much additional bulk.
Yeah.
Because realistically, the point that makes this question difficult is vulnerability of a mattress that you're using directly on the ground long term, and a range of different surfaces. You could be on sand, you could be on dirt, you could be on, you know, grass, like just a lot more risk of puncturing your mat. So something like that would make essentially the bottom of your mat fully protected, but still allow the same mat, same sleeping bag, same liner, same whatever to be utilized in a range of different scenarios.
Yeah. Blake did mention canvas bottom mats for use on a stretcher. I don't think that's necessary. If it's on a stretcher, you can just use a standard mat. But I guess we're moving to the point of if you just got it on the ground. And I was going to go down that exact path that you did. You can actually buy canvas tarps.
Yeah, you can.
Just get a canvas tarp. I kind of apply my hiking brain to this when I'm hiking in this is sort of Central Australia where you're probably not going to get any rain. I would take a fairly heavy duty what do you call it? Like the silver mats.
Ultra seal nylon?
No. The safety.
The
safety blanket.
Yeah.
And it was a thicker one. So you can use, I still use it for like SOS signals and that sort of thing. Inside joke. And I would double as my ground mat. So I get to camp and I'd lay that out and then I'd just put my mat on that and I'd cook and everything on that. And then I'd roll it all back up and put it back in my. Hang
on a minute. Are you telling me that you would cook on top of the same surface that you roll your mat up in?
No, I'm sitting on it. I might have my stove off the mat, but that's what I'm sitting on. It's like my kind of clean space. I'm out of the prickles and stuff. My mat's on it, my pack's on it.
Yeah.
It's what I would use to stand up out of the dirt or stand off the dirt, but I just have just enough length for me, width for my mat, plus a bit for my bag and stuff. And then I could sit on the side, cook, away from my gear.
Yeah.
I could apply that to camping as well, but with a canvas swag and do like you said and roll it up inside. So you still got your comfortable self-inflating mat. And this is kind of the bedroll thing. Your pillow and everything can go inside. And then when you're done, you can sort of fold it all up, try and keep the surface clear, make sure you've got no prickles and stuff on it when you roll it up. Fold it all up, squish it up, squish the air out of the mat, put a strap around it, and that's your bedroll. That's kind of where I would go with it. This is thinking on the fly, really. I don't have a straightforward answer here.
As you're talking to me about this, another thing just on the fly is go to Kmart or Big W and spend $20 on a super cheap yoga mat.
Yep.
And then just lay that out on the floor, put your mat on it, put your bedding on it, and then just roll it up because you've got the foam mat on the outside that will give you majority of the protection you'd probably need actually. And then also a lot of people do put yoga mats inside their swag as an additional layer of insulation when they're camping and it's really cold and their swag's on the ground. So something like that, roll it up in like yoga mat first, mat, sleeping bag, even potentially a pillow. If you want to pack it all in together, roll it all up. Bit of a, what do you call it, bungee loop or a ratchet, what do you call those straps? Not the ratchet, like the full ratchet ones, but just
a cam buckle.
Just a cam buckle tie down thing. Done.
Benefit of canvas is it is going to keep most of the prickles out. I know canvas is one of the only things in Central Oz with spin effects. Canvas gaiters are one of the only ones that actually stop that from piercing.
True.
Nylon will still get pierced.
And if you use something like a yoga mat, bindies will get stuck into it. And so if you're rolling it up, you'll probably just roll up the bindies with it unless you're dusting it off and careful.
And if you've got it rolled up in heavy duty canvas, before you unroll it, it's a seat. You can just sit on it and then unroll it when you sit on there.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, I feel like
think on the fly,
there's a couple of ideas there that would potentially work for you.
I'm sure there's going to be other ideas from other listeners. So let us know what your thoughts are there.
And I wonder if we actually answered the question properly.
Well, I think we started the conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see where we go from that. But thanks, Blake. You've got a subby cooler and a bumper sticker being posted to you as soon as Lauren gets to it, because Lauren does that.
I do.
That's why the last few people haven't got theirs yet. It's still sitting on your desk.
I feel like you're into me today.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've done. Is it because I commented on your haircut?
Maybe, yeah. I got a new hairdresser and Lauren looked at me straight away and went, have you been a new hairdresser? Everyone in the office is worried. Every time we come in, what's Lauren going to say?
That is not.
It is.
It's a bit of an exaggeration.
It's not a lie though.
Have I ever been mean?
Not mean. No, nothing gets past you.
No, it doesn't. I can't help it. It's how my brain works. Guys, anyway. It's not intentional. It's just see something, say something. Squirrel. Catch you later, guys.
See you next time.